Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We are already on day 20. Miss Bridget, we're on day 20. Miss Linda, we are on day 20. Miss Brenda, we are on day 20. Before you know it, this month will be gone. Miss Cynthia, you got to do what you got to do. You've got to do what you got to do. So this morning, man, I was thinking, it's cold outside. I pray everybody here, especially those of us here in the Metroplex. Miss Jocelyn, how are you doing over there with the cold? Miss Brenda, how are you guys doing with the cold? I'm just glad God's blessed us to learn how to survive these very, very interesting weather time. And so this morning, I've been thinking, I've been praying, I've been asking God how and where you want me to take this, how and where you want me to take this. So thank you again for joining me for this early morning devotion. This morning, we're going to dive into this scripture. I want you to go and look at this scripture, Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. I am going to be reading from the American Standard Version. Listen what Galatians chapter 1 verse 10 says, Coach Deborah. It says, for am I now seeking the approval of men? This is a question. For am I seeking the approval of men or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This is in the book. Who talks about this stuff? Who talks about this stuff? Very few people. You got to study the book to see this for yourself. It says, watch this. For am I now seeking to get the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were trying to please man, I would not be a servant of God. This teaches me, this helps me to understand that it is possible to just be pleasing man. It's possible to be trying to please man. So this morning I want to dive in, Miss Linda, about this whole subject, how to stop seeking external validation. How to stop seeking external validation. It hinders our walk. Don't get me wrong. Getting good reviews are awesome. Getting good reviews are awesome. People giving you the thumbs up are awesome. The problem is they're also addictive. Okay? They're addictive. We enter the educational system from preschool and elementary years and middle school. The whole thing is set up around validation, seeking approval, seeking a check mark, seeking cheer on. And so embracing your true self has not been something that has been taught. You got to learn how to like you to where you don't lie to you. You got to learn how to like you to where you're happy with you and how you're showing up. Watch this, Miss Brenda. Watch this. You're going to like this. If your pursuit is the run, you're running, you're choosing to run. And watch this. You said you're going to run a marathon, right? You're going to run a marathon. And you're going to run this marathon in 4 hours. That's your goal. You've never ran in 4 hours before. You feel as though I can run and complete this marathon, Brittany, in 4 hours. Then, watch this, y'all. Watch this. You end up running and you complete it in 3 hours and 45 minutes. As a matter of fact, you beat your goal. But your neighbor ran and did it in 3 hours and a half. Your neighbor did it a little bit better than you. Or did they do it better than you? They didn't do it better than you because you weren't competing with them. You were competing with yourself. And your goal, come on, y'all, help me out this morning. Your goal was to hit 4 hours. You did it in 3 hours and 45 minutes. You crushed it. You crushed it. But unfortunately, are you hearing me, Miss Johnson? Unfortunately, there will be people who will go in their car feeling bad. They go in their car, they're feeling bad. Oh my goodness, my neighbor did it in 3 hours and 30 minutes. And I did it in 3 hours and 35 minutes. I wonder if I could have done better. You did better. You did better. As a matter of fact, watch this, y'all. Watch this. If your neighbor in the past had done it in 3 hours and 20 minutes, and now he did it in 3 hours and 35 minutes, and you did it in 3 hours and 45 minutes, you actually beat him. You did better because you beat your goal. He didn't beat his goal. He didn't beat what he did before. But the whole concept here is we're looking at people and how they're doing what they're doing. And the truth is you need to stop looking at people. You got to stop looking at people. You got to start looking at yourself and ask yourself, what am I in pursuit of? What am I in pursuit of? Many individuals seek validation from others, but this pursuit can hinder personal growth and fulfillment. I want personal growth. I want fulfillment. There are 3 reasons people often fall into this pattern. There are 3 reasons. Brittany, number 1, desire for acceptance. Desire for acceptance. Listen, you can grow the desire for acceptance to the point where it becomes a devil. Oh man, it becomes a stronghold. It becomes so rooted in you. Listen, human beings naturally crave belonging, and many seek approval to feed their value. So unfortunately, if your value come from how you perceive others see you and not how you see you, because your goal was, I talk about that running at the beginning, your goal was to make this happen. Like, Miss Johnson, I go to the gym and there are people, you could be going faster. You should be sweating more. You should be this, you should be that. And they're trying to intrude in my space to influence what I'm doing when they're not even in the gym. And then when they start and stop, and they're all over the place. But yet they want to sit me down and talk about, hey man, you should be doing more of this and you should be doing more of this. And I'm like, I'm not in here trying to to please you. I'm not in here to try to please you. I'm in here understanding I have a goal. Come on, somebody. I have a goal and I'm trying to accomplish something while I'm here. So, number 1, desire for acceptance. If you feed that, it's going to become a problem. And because how we are made up as human beings, we long for belonging. I feel so alone. I don't have anybody. You don't have to be alone. First and foremost, you got to learn how to like you. First and foremost, you got to learn how to like you and then do the work to find the right type of environment for you to be in. You don't need to be in every circle. You don't need to be among everyone. So get past this whole concept of needing to be accepted. What happens, Coach Deborah, what happens, Miss Cynthia, to the person who needs to be accepted and the person won't ever accept them? What happens when you need to be accepted, but the person won't ever accept you? What do you do? It's going to put you in a bad place. Number 2, guys. Fear of rejection. This one is huge. The anxiety of being dismissed can lead to individuals to conform to others' expectation. You don't really want to be here. You don't really want to do this. But I feel as though she gonna cut me off. I feel as what they gonna say. I feel, oh my goodness, I can't believe I wasn't invited. And so I think they don't like me. Fear of rejection. How many of y'all know fear of rejection is real? Fear of rejection. A lot of people who haven't discovered their true self suffer from fear of rejection. And so they do whatever they got to do. They do whatever they got to do to fit in. They do whatever they got to do to fit in. Write this down. I was born to be free. Write that down. I was born to be free. So now you have to do the work to stay free, because if you fear rejection, you will never be free. If you fear rejection, you will never be free. You got to remember, everybody is not going to like you. Everybody's not going to like you, and that's okay. And that's okay. So I was born to be free. I was born to be free. I was born to be free. I'm learning how to like me on a whole nother level. I'm learning how to soar and tap into what I bring to the planet. Everybody don't have to be for me. I'm not trying to have an attitude with anybody about who I am and how I show up. I just realized that I've got to learn how to be me, and I have to be honest, and I can't lie. I can't be shady. I can't be trying to run tricks to fit in. No. I want the best for me. Okay? I want the best for me. And I'm telling you, it's so funny that people will try to run tricks only to believe they can win running tricks. You won't win running tricks. You got to be honest. You got to be very honest. I'm not good here. I'm extremely good there. I've been saying this lately. It feels great. Did I just tell you the guys? It feels great. Here's what I've been saying. I am phenomenal. I am amazing. I literally have a lot to offer right here. But I've also got deficiencies. I am weak, and I got challenges that I'm still working through. That right there makes me feel amazing, Coach Deborah. It makes me feel amazing because the truth is I have strengths and I have deficiencies. I have areas where I'm great, I'm really good, and I have areas where I am not that good, and I'm working on getting myself together where I am deficient, and I'm continuing to learn how to harness my strength. And I'm learning to love the fact that I don't have to have it together where you have it together, because sometimes where you don't have it together, I have it together. So the body is made up of many different parts, and when we're not honest with ourselves and when we're not willing to accept who we are, we fear this whole pushback. Every part, come on somebody, every part of the body is necessary. Every part of the body is necessary. Some may appear to not be as important as others. But you go ahead and tell me what part of your body you don't want, you don't need. Come on, right? And I'm telling you guys, learn to love you. Learn to free yourself from rejection. Reject me? I accept me. God accept me. And I have a community that accept me. And even if the community didn't accept me, I accept me and God accept me. And if you can learn how to fall in love with that acceptance, not in an arrogant way or in a cocky way or conceited way, you just got to have some level of self-acceptance. And your self-acceptance in this regard of not worrying about rejection would have it to be, you can't reject me. You could choose not to do life with me. You could choose not to do business with me. You could choose not to invite me at the table. But that's not rejection. That's a decision. That's a decision you have a right to make. You have a right to not choose to eat KFC. That's not rejecting KFC. That's a choice. And everybody has a choice. As free moral agents, I was born to be free. You were born to be free. So if you choose never to eat fried chicken from KFC, that's your prerogative. That's okay. So number one, desire for acceptance messes with us. Number two, fear of rejection messes with us. Number three, lack of self-confidence. Lack of self-confidence. This has been the thing that I've been trying to work on in myself for so many years, and it's working for my good. Come on, it's working for my good. Lack of self-confidence. Come on. Doubting one's ability can drive a person to rely on external affirmations. I need somebody to tell me something. I need someone to pat me on the back. What if nobody pats you on the back? What if nobody tells you anything? Is that going to limit you from being the great one that you've been called to be? Come on. No one's cheering David on. No one's cheering David on. The king is saying to David, you're not a man of war. His brother is saying, why are you out here? No one's cheering David on, but yet with confidence, David raised his hands. I love this story. David raised his hands and said, I'll take care of the situation. Lack of self-confidence, ladies and gentlemen, keeps us back from maximizing our potential, keeps us back from embracing truly who we are. When you're seeking external validation and you're seeking it in an extreme level, you could find yourself stuck in a bad place because you've gotten addicted. Some people like cocaine, some people like drugs. And the challenge here is it's not we say it's not as dangerous as drugs. It's not as dangerous as alcohol. It's not as dangerous. It's not one of the dangerous addiction. But let me tell you something. Seeking validation is an addiction. Okay? Seeking validation is an addiction. And when you struggle with these three things, that addiction grows. When you struggle with these three things, that addiction grows. When you struggle with desire for acceptance, when you struggle with fear of rejection, when you struggle with a lack of self-confidence, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to hold you back. So focus on the internal to find happiness, to find inner peace. Here, ask yourself a couple of questions as we close this out. Are you happy with your life? You see, I've been asking people, are you creating the life you want? Are you happy with your life? That's a question. Put it in the comment section for somebody who will be going through the comments. Number one, are you happy with your life? Because see, when Apostle Paul talks about in Galatians 1 and 10, he says, for am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were trying to please man, I would not be a servant of God. Here's the challenge with that. When you're trying to please man, you go ahead and buy things you can't afford. You go ahead and put your time into stuff you shouldn't be putting your time into. You go ahead and start engaging in activities that you shouldn't be going into. So I'm saying to you, make sure, are you happy with your life? That's a question. And if you're not, make some adjustments. So first question is, are you happy with your life? Next question, are you happy with your body? One of these external validation factor that we keep leaning towards and it's be frustrating us is how we like us. Do you like you? Do you like you? Do you like how you show up in the mirror and you look at yourself in your clothes and you can tell yourself, hey man, this is who God made. And I'm doing what I can to manage my body, to like my body. I realize I can do some things. I want muscle. I want a six-pack. You know what I'm saying? I got a preferred weight. I mean, I'm working towards keeping it. That's me, though. That's me. Somebody say, well, you'll be okay if you're this. You'll be okay with that. Okay, I appreciate your opinion. But I know what I want for me. Come on. Do you know what you want for you? Or are you being pressured to try to produce something that's not even you? Could it be that's why you're not sticking with it? Could it be that's why you're not convinced to do it? Because you haven't locked into what's for you. What's for you? You got that degree, it wasn't even for you. You went and got that car, it wasn't even for you. You went ahead and got that house, it wasn't even for you. Come on. I'm asking you, what are you getting for you? So my last question, are you happy with who you're spending time with? You know what, a lot of people in my life, this is the next question. Are you happy with who you're spending time with? Well, my friends are just suckers. My family are just users. You don't have to hang with people who are suckers. You don't have to hang with people who are users. You could choose to change your circle. Well, that's my brother. That's my sister. Let me tell you something. If somebody is not good for you, they're not good for you. And you got to be responsible. Maslow law, man. You got to self-preservation. Okay? You got to be trying to take care of you to where you don't lose you. There are some people who are sick and tired because they have been sitting at the wrong table, hanging with the wrong people, and they got contaminated. They got contaminated, and everybody's talking about their sad story and why they're sick and frustrated, and it makes it seem like it's normal. It's not normal. God did not create you to function like that. So now you got to evaluate, is this circle for me, man? Ask yourself the question, am I happy with who I'm spending time with? As I close this out, true contentment comes from recognizing your worth in God's eyes. Did you hear that? True contentment comes from knowing your worth in God's eyes. Let's go ahead and have a great day, guys. Embrace God's given identity and purpose for your life. Give yourself permission to succeed without relying on validation. You have what it takes to be who you were created to be. Now all you got to do is get past your feelings, commit to doing the work, and remind yourself, if God be for me, who could be against me? I love and appreciate you guys. You all have a great day. Examine yourself and ask yourself, am I seeking external validation? Is that an issue that I suffer and deal with? Because I'm telling you, if you don't address it, it'll become the elephant in the room. If you don't address it, those 3 areas will become the skeleton in your closet. It'll be the thing that will keep you back. And let me tell you something. I could do a series on this, but we have become really good at lying to ourselves. So what you have to do sometimes is take the layers off. You got to do that inner work and get into really examining yourself. And I'm hoping these morning sessions are helping you to examine yourself, because anybody who lean into this and start doing the little tweaks, start making the adjustments, they're going to get better. They're going to get better. Listen, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. God is for you. Now go forth and conquer. Go forward and prosper. Go forward and dominate. Go forward and multiply and subdue and allow God to shine through you. I'm your life coach. I am challenging you to do the work to become the person that you were created to be. Stop feeling bad. Start feeling glad for who you're becoming. God bless you guys. See you tomorrow. One last time this week. We're going to close it out with a bang. I want to lean in more to this whole seeking external validation. Can I just learn to embrace me? At this age, I should have already been doing that. And some people are struggling with it and they haven't addressed it. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.